What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. We all know in 2020, the young brother Pop Smoke visited Los Angeles and accidentally leaked his address on Instagram. And that was the beginning of the end, as a home invasion went bad, robbery, and he ended up dying. Okay, unfortunately he died. And this has been the case with several rappers visiting LA, East Coast rappers, and losing their life over a robbery or a botched robbery going bad. Now in the case of Pop Smoke, there was one of the young men that was arrested for that. And then he was a juvenile, and then he was released. Now here's the sad thing about it. He was interviewed on Adam 22. Okay, what I'm gonna play is a very disturbing confession from this young man and how he feels about it to this day.
I'm not sorry about nothing. You know, it should never happen, but I ain't sorry. Feel me? Like, if I could go back, I'll go back, but I ain't sorry. Like, die every day. Like, he was rapping about it, all type of shit. So I ain't sorry about it, but you know, I send my condolences to the family, and I wish it never happened. But
so, do you regret going to the Airbnb that night?
I don't regret nothing, but I wish I never had. Yeah.
But when you say you're not sorry, well, you just seems like you're acting like this is just the circle of life. This is how it happens.
No, it's not. I'm not making this small thing. It's just, I don't know. Growing up, my people, my family told me you ain't sorry for shit. Like, whatever you did it for a reason, and stand on it. So it's like, yeah, I did it. But it wasn't like we all went to go do that. So start making me feel like, I feel like people need to start making me feel like I got something to, like I owe something to somebody. I'm sorry, I ain't sorry.
Now, the young man says he don't feel sorry about it. He don't really regret it because he's told that, you know, he needs to stand on whatever he does. But unfortunately, that's not how people that love Pop Smoke is gonna take it. You killed somebody and you don't regret it. And let me just tell you what has happened in Black America. And there are so many black men that I have met over my life that I really couldn't put a pinpoint on how they end up like this young man. Like, how do they end up like that? How do they end up, you know, on this path? And while usually what I'm not gonna say is not the case, I will say this. A lot of these young men feel like don't nobody care about them. It's the same thing for these young women in Black America. Nobody gives a damn about me. So what is your life? After all, nobody cares about my life. So I don't care about nobody else's life. And see, largely we forget about that. You know, let me just say, you know, I'm living over here in Africa, and I often see, you know, beggars on the street and things like that. And, you know, if it gets a little bit too aggressive, which it is, and like in Nairobi, it can be very aggressive. They're like, get away from me. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? And that could be a scam. I don't know, right? But largely, we fail to forget about what others are going through simply because we feel like people don't have any sympathy on us. But it hasn't driven us, because maybe because of the grace of God, or because you have a great mother or a great father or great people, it hasn't driven you to go out there and do a home invasion and try to kill somebody to get some money. Because once you get to that point, you do feel like, hey, don't nobody really love me? Or hey, I ain't nothing to live for anyway. Or hey, well, if it happens, it happens. That's the attitude you got. Okay? And for those of you who still got friends and family in Black America, like I do, This is disturbing to say the least. This is a nightmare. You know, most of us who might have made it out, your grandma lived in the black community, your father lived there, your mother lived there. And who's to say that if they get into the your mama and them house and something were to happen to them and they were to get there and say, well, you know what? I'm not really tripping off that anyway. You know, I don't regret it. Man, it's your mom or your brother or cousin. You hear somebody say that, how would you feel? I'll tell you how I feel. I feel like doing something about it. But this young man don't even know what he's talking about. He's too young or too immature to understand the ramifications. And not only that, look at Adam 22. This is disgusting, man. I'm sorry, as a person, this is one of the reasons why, as black people, we need more social media entrepreneurs, because I don't know any black podcast in Los Angeles, in California, that is dumb enough to take this interview. You already know your life is on the line if you even think about accepting this. But Adam 22 can get away with it, and it's disrespectful, man, to Pop Smoke's people. How dare you let a killer come on there and then disrespect their family and say, well, you know what? He talked about death as if he deserved it. That's why your ass went to jail, bro. He didn't deserve to die. He was a young man like you are now. You get to live your life. So he worked for his money. He worked hard for what he have. He deserved to have it taken by somebody like you. Like, listen to what you're saying, young man. And Adam, well, man, we know it's our fault in Black America for not taking care of business. That's why these things keep happening to us. That's why these other groups disrespect us like that. I can guarantee you, if it was another rapper, let's say a Jewish rapper or an Asian rapper, that did a home invasion that happened, he would never go on there and say that. But this is what happens when your people aren't unified. This is what we get. We get our people being disrespected, which Pop Smoke didn't deserve that. And then we have people who are dumb enough to get online and put this out there. But here's what the young man don't understand. Young man, you have really done a disservice to your personal health. Okay? I think so. You know, it ain't me. I'm just saying, for you to get on there and say that as if, you know, you wouldn't have enemies, you shouldn't underestimate that, you know? He didn't have no remorse for what he did. And you should, man. Because not only did you put your own life in danger, you took this other man's life from his mother, his family, his city. You took the ability that this man was making money to provide for his people. All that's gone now because you guys wanted something that you didn't want to work for, but you get to live, you know? You get to live your life. That young man don't get to live his life. Y'all stole it from him. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of Celebrity Junk. Put your fire, you just heard the bell. We're out.